Hi there, everyone. Halloween is approaching, the veil is being pulled back, and we have got a chance to talk to our ancestors, guides, guardians, and I thought what better way to do it than to bring out some really fun Halloween type decks. So, what we've got here is one handbook, two allies, and three witches, and see what we can get up to. So I did consult Lydia, push these ones to the side for a moment, and I asked her when, conversing, when meeting with the ancestors, the recently deceased, what would you have me bring to the table, or how do I enter into this relationship? And then I got, let's find them here. I got the Lovers and I got the Pope, two major arcana cards. And I found that really fascinating. And with the Pope, in reading through the book and looking at this and thinking of the Hierophant, I got the feeling that there's a certain way to do this, and there should be a rite and a ritual that I feel comfortable with in contacting and working with the ancestors. Whether it's bringing herbs or oils or that written incantation to invite them in, that it should be special. And I appreciated that from Lydia. And then with the Lovers card, the book did suggest, don't think of this as a parlor trick, that you have to really look at this and the contacting of the ancestors as a way of healing, sharing love, having that strong connection, that it requires teamwork, and be authentic. So we have Adam and Barbara here, where they were learning how to set some boundaries and create that atmosphere where we coexist. And I think we do coexist, especially, if I get my words out, at this time of year when the veil is opening. But my intention is to be able to work with them all year round, not just at this time. So developing some rites and rituals and getting that down pat and learning how to listen, trust, and coexist with the recently deceased. Really cool. So then I moved on to, okay, we have here Aziraphale and Crowley. So this is a team that we can call on some allies, because they too are such a great team. They're best friends. They're mutually beneficial as far as, their relationship and how they see the world and work through problems and issues. And destiny has brought them together. So it's like heaven and hell in balance. So this was interesting to me to pull two cards and see what they would suggest. So I'll just push these ones up here a little bit with Lydia, and we'll deal now with our allies. So the two cards I got in here was actually the King of Humans and the Ace of Demons. So I thought that was a really neat pairing. So the King of Humans is like getting the King of Coins. And that to me brings a lot of the qualities of this ally here, Aziraphale, in that he's kind, he's generous, he's giving, he's solid. So he's suggesting like to create that kind of atmosphere where you're welcoming the family back, the King of Humans, the King of Coins. So there's a comfortable atmosphere in which to work with our ancestors in. And how great is that? So you want to let them know that you care deeply that you wish for really clear contact, that connections be harmonious and helpful to both sides. And then with the Ace of Demons, which is like the Ace of Swords, to me, the Ace of Swords is clear communication, direct, timely. Like he seems to be working on his phone here, scheduling it, showing up and being present for those conversations, and keeping it clear and concise, and be able to dive in, take those deeper conversations and questions to the recently deceased in order to find peace and balance. That was really neat. Okay, so then we go on to, what do the Sanderson sisters have to offer? Well, you've got Winifred here, and she really knows her stuff. She's great at casting spells and potions. She's the mistress of magic. So, to take on some of her characteristics, her strengths, her positivity would be good. You've got Mary over here, her right hand, and Sarah. She's good at, with the spells as well as entrancing and mesmerizing. So, you want to create an atmosphere that, I guess, because of justice, that is positive, that is fair, that is just, that we're not contacting them in a way for our own personal gains, that it has to be fair, that it has to be mutual, respectful. And I did get some interesting cards for this one because I got the Four of Pumpkins, that I needed to create a secure atmosphere for myself and for working with them, that I need to see it as a valuable connection. And it's through the hard work and determination that I will see the benefits and gain security and gain confidence. And by doing these rites over and over again, that I can create a bond, and I'm justified in doing what I'm doing because they are helping as well as I'm hoping to be able to help them to find ways of communicating and with ancestors, to go back and communicate clearly. And I guess there could be forgiveness. So with the Justice card here, not to be overly judgmental or fearful. In the movie, they were being accused of, rightly so on some occasions, manipulation and sucking the living light out of the children so they could be young again. So to approach it in a justified way, but without fear and with some skills. That was nice. I'm just trying to see from my notes here if I got anything else from this. Again, going back to it, be hard work, but be determined. And there is value in this energy type of work. I look at coins as energy as well, and tools, but to guard. Like, the Sanderson sisters had to be on their guard. And I think I need to do that as well. So, and then I got the boundaries through the reversed judgment card. Not to be overly critical because it is reversed. Not to be judgmental, but more forgiving in contacting the ancestors. And with the gate this way, that they can approach, I can approach, and that there can be this common ground. And with the burial ground, that's like a holy ground. So I'll be setting up a space, I hope, where they and I feel comfortable and where there's respect, and eliminating that sense of critical, I guess, of things in in our lives and instances when we all did the best we possibly could, right? We hope that we do the best we can. And then to have this chance again to connect in order to work through issues that really didn't get worked through, so that there would be a contract between us that would be fair and just, that we can approach each other, be respectful of boundaries. And I guess that was basically it, to guard like this gate. You can't be open all the time. We do, as living beings, have to be able to function. We cannot be receptive continually because it will be very draining. So, if you see anything else in this, I'd love to hear from you. But I thought it was fun if you looked at Lydia as having the handbook and these two as our allies. And then we tap into the witchy side, the darker side, and teamwork, building our skills in order to connect and opening that door for the ancestors to come through. I just thought this was so much fun, and I wanted to share it. And, I don't think that you would find it too difficult to blend these decks because the cards are similar in size. The look is similar. It has that witchy vibe, and it was just pure fun. So I think I'll be returning to this, and I hope if anyone out there gives it a try, let me know how you get along. Have a fabulous evening.